Hello everyone, it's me, Xeno, from Lord of Darkness, and we're watching things today. Yeah, my camera is here. I have a slightly new setup, so I'm adjusting. But yeah, Blood of Dawnwalker got a new 20 minutes gameplay video reveal thingy, and we'll be watching and reacting to it today. I watched it on a stream yesterday, and I couldn't do this video yesterday because I had other stuff to do, but I'm here now and I'm really excited to rewatch it with you and share my thoughts about what I shall witness again. If you watched it already, it's on YouTube, obviously, you have a link to it in the description. But if you watched it already, please share your opinions, your thoughts about it, because it looks really good, even if it's a very, very early development stage. But let's watch it. Obviously, this video has a commentary from one of the devs in it. You will hear him, but you will mostly hear my beautiful tremury voice. So yeah, and my camera is like here in the left upper corner right now because you'll see in a second why. But let's begin. It's good. It's good. Obviously, Blood of Dawnwalker is being developed by Rebel Wolves, a small studio created by developers who worked on Witcher 3, and they, separated from CD Projekt Red and created Rebel Wolves. And Rebel Wolves is a very cool name, I just have to say. And the intro for it is also cool. The following video presents actual gameplay footage from a work-in-progress pre-beta version of the game. The Blood of Dawnwalker is still in development, and everything you're about to see is subject to change. This gameplay was recorded on PC, because PC, as we all know, is a superior gaming experience to all the others. I'm just speaking facts here. Obviously the crest, Blood of Dawnwalker, looking good.
Hello, my name is Daniel Sadowski, and I'm the
Mr.
design
Daniel
director
Sadowski.
at Rebel.
And yeah, my camera is here because, here down below it's the health meter and stamina meter, I guess, for Cohen, our protagonist, this handsome fella right here. And as we can see in the on the right, in the bottom, this is a pre-beta in-game footage. So yeah.
Wolves. I would like to welcome you to the Blood of Dawnwalker summer gameplay video.
Yeah, so we're welcome here. And what I think it's adjusted incorrectly. Give me a second right here. Oh no. Give me a second. Oh righty. Okay, now it's better. I'm sorry for that. Now it's better. So yeah, what can we see already? We can see that it looks amazing for a pre-beta version. The landscape, the mountains. It really gives the Polish, European, Central European vibe to it. Because this game, if you don't know, actually takes place in kind of a medieval Europe, in the real place Europe, on the European continent, but in the fictional region of Europe that doesn't really exist only in this game, but it really gives off the vibe. How do I know? Well, I'm Polish. And for those of you who don't know, Poland is a Central European country. So yeah, I know how Europe looks like. But yeah, below me is the health meter, stamina meter, this yellow thing that is hidden behind the YouTube bar, so that's annoying. But in the On the right, in the middle, we have a compass, so that's cool, and quests, like further right. And also a day meter, like a clock, sort of, because the day-night cycle is a very important thing in this game, kinda like in the Dying Light series, but even more, because Cohen, as we will find out, during the day he's a human mostly, but during the night he's transformed into a vampire. Why? Well, that's all lore. To put it shortly, vampires came here, overthrew basically the king of this place, and want to enslave humanity to feed and live like monarchs. And Cohen was turned into a vampire, but he couldn't be turned fully into a vampire, or Vrakir, as the vampires are called in this universe of Dawnwalker. He was turned into the titular Dawnwalker. Why? Because he worked in the silver mines. And silver in this universe is a big weakness for vampires, so he could only be turned partially, because he had like a silver in him. He breathed the silver particles into him while working in the mines, so he got a lot of this stuff inside him. So during the day he's a human, and during the night he's a vampire. Not a dampir, so like a half. He's a full-on vampire during the night. So that's a very cool concept. But yeah, I'm talking about lore. Let's focus on gameplay.
Our game is a story-driven, open-world dark fantasy RPG
It is
set
indeed,
in medieval Europe.
like
The
I said,
game is currently in pre-beta
as
stage,
we can see.
and what we are going to show you is just a part of one of the mid-game quests.
It
It's a
already
really
looks cool.
story
like I said.
involving legendary swords and a haunted almshouse, but today we'll focus on showcasing our gameplay systems. We're starting on the outskirts of Svatro, the game's largest city and the capital of Vale Sangora. From here,
Vale Sangora, that's the region that the game takes place in, obviously in Europe, and Vale Sangora is a fictional region in Europe. And yeah, so the world will be kinda big, maybe not as big as in Witcher 3. Obviously, I will be using Witcher 3 as a comparison, because reasons. Yeah, so we will have a lot of locations, like smaller cities, villages, towns, but now we have like a capital of this region right here.
we could head anywhere the eye can see.
We have a
Exploring
none
ancient ruins
currently,
or
so middle of the
sabotage
day
vampire
basically.
blood trans-
And what quests do we have? Go to the Svartru Cathedral. So, cathedral basically. Monk and a Saint, so that's the name of the quest. And the main quest, the Blood of Dawnwalker, is for you to rescue your family. You have 22 days. So the game has a time limit, but as our narrator here will say later, this time limit is more of a resource than a clock, in a way. So we'll have to use our time wisely, because, as we will also find out later, I will talk about it when the time comes. So yeah,
sports. But it's not just about where or when you go. It's also about how you approach the main quest and shape the story,
Yeah.
making each playthrough uniquely your own.
indeed.
For now, we're following the road. Cohen is on his way to the city's cathedral, chasing leads about a powerful weapon said to be hidden in its crypts. But first, we'll have to deal with some bandits who camped out by the
So yeah,
road.
now we're doing the
Traveling
day,
Vale
so
Sangora
Cohen is
not
human.
boring. The world is dense with quests, random encounters, and locations steep in lore.
So the world
This
is
will be a
alive
great
in a way.
opportunity to show you our combat system. Our goal was to make the player feel like a real swordmaster who closely
All right. So what can we see here? Let's rewind. This icon on the enemy, it actually is a mechanic to attack and parry. because we will have to choose one of the 4 directions in which we'll have to block incoming attacks and a direction from which we'll attack the enemy. So now the the top of this icon is open, so we attack from above, or they're blocking from above. That's one.
Our goal was to make the player feel like a real swordmaster who closely...
Yeah, so when the icon is empty, they're blocking there. And the rest, you can attack there. So we have to methodically and we have to approach the combat in a strategic way. But we also have, as we can see here, some special abilities in a circle. This style of gameplay, Witcher 3, obviously, but also it reminds me of For Honor and kind of the new Gothic remake with it, sides of attack and parrying. And that's good, because it's very dynamic, it's very fleshy, and it makes the combat deeper, that it's not like, just mashing buttons like in Gothic 3, for example, where you just click the mouse and you win.
He observes his enemies. We'll begin this fight by using acrid dust to...
Okay, so we have abilities, special abilities. This special power ability, we just throw some acrylic dust in the opponent's face to stun them for a second, because everyone who got sand in their eyes knows that, it's not a very pleasant experience, and this dust is something else. So
stun one of the enemies.
Yes.
Now, when you attack, you choose one of 4 directions, up, down, left, or right, in order to hit the opponent where he's unable to parry.
Yep.
And similarly, when defending, you have to take note of the enemy's intent and the direction of the attack.
Okay, so what we can see here is that the combat is kind of alive in a way. Enemies don't just wait for you to kill their friend and move on to another. No, they're attacking you, so you have to take under consideration that you're surrounded. You're fighting multiple enemies at once. In Witcher 3, well, Geralt was a Witcher, so a modified human, a mutant, so he was faster, stronger. During the day, Cohen is a normal human, a normal guy. He can't do crazy stuff. He can do some crazy stuff, as we will see in a second, but mostly right now he's a human, a very talented swordsman, but still human.
Side of the screen, just above Cohen's health, you have activation charts that will be filled in with each successful attack, block, and parry. Once they are full, you can use one of the active abilities which allow you to take a more tactical approach.
Okay, so we have to make these circles, icons on the bottom left, full to use these special abilities to focus in the fight, and I'm using the dust in your face, so that's cool.
To fighting. We started the fight by throwing some acrid dust, and now let's cast Burning Blood.
So yeah, I talk about crazy stuff Cohen could do as a human. So obviously this world has magic in it. Cool blood magic in a way, and I really like this approach to magic, sorcery, or whatever. This reminds me a lot of the Cauldron of Blood from Bloodlines, and the second Bloodlines also, where you basically make someone's blood boil. Here it appears to be more like you make their skin kind of burn with blood, but also using magic, as we can see, drains our life. So it's not like a mana system, you have a separate power. No, you have to use your magic in a strategic way, because it drains your life force, and you're still a human during the day. So you can use magic, but it's dangerous, and you have to use it strategically to, not kill yourself.
The enemy's blood and burns their skin.
Yeah, so we're boiling their blood, so basically Cauldron of Blood, which is cool because all blood magic is amazing. no matter its form. Unless we're talking about, Coldunic sorcery from the Vampire the Masquerade. That's infernalism masked as some sort of sorcery because, yeah, we're talking about this, not Masquerade.
All right, time to finish this fight. Let's use the final activation charge to cast the Artery.
This is very cool.
Which
And we have very cool finishers in this game. So this game is brutal. You boil someone's blood, cut off their heads, and you're still human. That's cool. We also have a leveling system. As we can see here, Cohen is now level 16. So we gain experience for fighting, doing quests, and stuff like that. We will also see in a second the ability tree.
The last opponent.
Yeah.
Our hero quickly destroys the bandits.
Looting.
So let's loot a few items they've left behind and open the inventory.
I just wanted to say Cohen looks very Slavic. Yeah, his like jacket, very Slavic guy. No, it's Europe, so yeah.
First of all, let's replenish.
Yeah, so this is our inventory. It's very witchery. Yeah, I saw some people not really liking it because, inventory in Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was jarring at times, scrolling through stuff and yeah, but we know this is pre-beta, so it's all subject to change. This video is already almost 20 minutes long and we watched like 3 minutes of the video, the main video, so I'm sorry.
And then take a closer look at
you're here for my
weapon we just
babbling, so yeah.
It has better stats than our
The
current
chopper.
weapon. So
like a huge machete.
Right now.
Looking
We've
good.
also leveled up. So
Alright, so this is our ability tree. We have some perks, human perks, shared perks, and Vrakir perks. Like I said, Vrakir is the name for vampires in the Dawnwalker universe. So some perks can be bought with experience, and they can be accessed only for human Cohen during the day. Some are shared between the day and night, so you can use them whenever, and some are exclusively for our Morbin time.
So let's use this opportunity to spend the newly acquired skill point in one of Cohen's skill trees. The skills.
Frugal Witchcraft. So that's what the magic in this universe is called. And it seems that Cohen can use it only in human form, because it's not in the shared category, but only in human category. So that's cool. Obviously, vampire side has its own special abilities, as we will see later.
Into 3 trees, one for human, one for vampire, and one shared between the two.
Yep.
We also have an active abilities panel. We can use it to unlock additional abilities to use during combat. Note that during the day, the health bar is not regenerated. You need to find consumables like the one we've just eaten.
Yeah, sausage. Beautiful, delicious Polish sausage. And now I'm hungry.
The hexes we've just used
also
consume some of Cohen's health. Be aware of that. The way our magic system works, there's always a price to pay for manipulating reality.
Yeah. So like I said, we need to watch out how we use our powers during the day, because our health bar is not automatically regenerating. We're not as strong, as durable as during our morbing time.
But
so that's a strategic element to this already very looking cool combat.
So next time we'll cast a hex, it'll consume fewer of Cohen's health points.
Okay.
Now that we've wrapped up the encounter with the bandits, we can be on our way to get inside the city. Right now, Cohen hasn't done enough to ruffle the vampire lord's feathers, so the gods will just wave us through. But the more damage you cause, the more suspicious and aggressive they'll become.
So like I said, the world in this game is alive. Our reputation reflects the actions other NPCs will make against us, depending on who likes us and who doesn't. I don't know if we can like side with the Brancis, so the vampire overlord. It would be cool to like join him. Let's rule the night together. That would be awesome. I don't know. Maybe we can. Maybe we can't. But depending on how our reputation, different factions in the game, different NPCs will have different reactions. So if we do a lot of bad things for the vampire government, I won't use the yeah, no. I won't call it Camarilla. No, I won't. So if we act against the vampire government, against the Brancis regime, then the guards under his influence will dislike us and chase us, attack us, and stuff.
So when you play
So
the
very,
game
very
yourself,
dynamic.
you'll
world.
have to decide whether you want to challenge the vampires openly or lay low until you're ready to strike and surprise.
Yeah, so you can just cause mayhem whenever, or lay low like an assassin and do stuff. For a pre-beta, it really looks great, really.
Of the city, Silberkreis. There's also Altenmarkt, Neustadt, and the
Okay, so we're in the city,
Each of the boroughs has
in
its own
the
feel and character.
more, in the richer region of the city, district.
I got tired.
Feels like home, honestly.
Looming high over the city.
I can
is
just
Francis
smell.
Kreisberg. He took it over when he slaughtered the
Smell.
human ruler of the valley, Skender, as shown in the trailer we showed.
Yeah, so that's where the big vampire body lives or unlives.
Shared with you earlier, in January this year. In order to complete the main quest and save your family, you'll have to storm the castle, alone or with help of friendly NPCs.
Yeah, so we actually can storm the castle at any moment. It will be said later, but we can just, level 1, walk into the castle and try to win. It's doable, I imagine, but really hard, final boss at the beginning. That's some Dark Souls level difficulty or even more. And as we will see later, one of the bosses, like in middle game bosses, are still hard even on the higher levels. Cohen is now level 16, and, well, you'll see.
We could do it right now if we wanted,
Like I said.
but it would be super challenging.
Yeah, this scene really is basically gives off the whole Slavic vibe. So
Let's check the map.
enough
The
drinks for you,
cathedral
friend.
is really close. There's plenty of other places to see. And
So yeah, that's the map of the city we're now in, and it's kind of big. I imagine we can, zoom out and see the rest of the region, and the city itself is already kind of big, with few districts, a lot of stuff to do, some secrets, merchants, quests side quests, NPCs to talk to. And I imagine the rest of the map is similarly packed with content. So
here.
yeah, I hope it's not like in the Assassin's Creed games where just collect feathers or climb here to see there, because that's jarring.
A couple of inns, a medic, a blacksmith, an armorer, and other merchants.
So an actual reason to explore the city.
You can see that not only the vampires came out of the shadows. This creature on the right is called an Uriash.
Uriash. No idea what it is. I know a lot of Slavic folklore. I have a few books on it, and I don't recall a creature like that. So I imagine it's exclusive for this game. In this universe, correct me if I'm wrong, I could be mistaken right now. But yeah, vampires are not the only supernatural creatures. This world is actually populated with other creatures, things like this Uriash here, a guy with horns. So lore-wise, after Brancis took over, a lot of more sane and intelligent creatures that are not humans emerge from the shadows. They don't have to worry about humans hunting them, so they live among them.
Look around, especially at night, and you'll learn humans have lots to fear, not just the vampires.
Yeah. One problem with all of this, on Discord it was said that this game has no werewolves. We don't know if that's just they said it to not spoil things, or yeah, I hope there are some sort of shapeshifters, werewolves, because werewolves are cool, and in every good vampire game you just have to box a werewolf. That's the essence of it. I want to fight a werewolf, all right? But we'll see. This video is a little longer than the video
we
we're
can see
watching.
guards pounding on some poor guy's doors.
So as we can see, this world is alive. A lot of things happening around us, not concerning us. We are the main character, but we're not the main character of this world.
It's just one of many different community scenes we're implementing in the game.
Yeah.
Watch them closely when you play, as they might point you to new quests and hidden treasures, or signal changes in the game's world.
Yeah, so this is called environmental storytelling, and it's really cool. So things happening around you, the architecture of buildings, things happening around, they all tell stories and can actually expand our experience of the game, can point us to some new quests, to new NPCs, maybe to find new things, some treasures. So that's really cool. Like I said numerous times already, this world is alive. And my thought from earlier, we are the main character of the game, but we're not the main character of this world. We can do a lot in this world, but we're, in the end, just another guy doing stuff. With our motivations. NPCs do their thing. Oh, some guy is walking around. Oh, okay, I have my own problems.
Ouch.
Okay, let's skip here. So as we can see here, I assume it's mother teaching her daughter some prayer. So again, lore of this game. After vampires took over, they positioned themselves in a sort of god position, especially Brancis. Blood of vampires is now considered sacred because it can cure diseases, as we saw in the original trailer for this game, but it can also make people stronger. So vampires were venerated mostly through fear, but also through their special powers that can actually help people to the position of some sort of gods in this universe. Even though we will see a lot of Christian imagery in the cathedral, especially, and you can see the cathedral right now. So the girl doesn't want to say the new prayer spread across the people, but you have to, otherwise your food. Yeah.
It's a prayer.
It's actually pretty close to what actually happens in the medieval Europe, so.
Okay, we are at the cathedral gates.
Kniaz? Oh, yeah. Little Vampire the Masquerade thing. So the clan Simici, obviously, very Slavic clan. Their ghouls, their flesh-crafted ghouls are called szlachta, so basically nobility in Poland. And kniaz. You can know what kniaz is, but not under its name. So the Vost, the war ghouls of the Simici, these hulking behemoths being amalgamations of numerous other lesser szlachtas. In Polish, they're called kniaz, which is also something along lines of Schlachta, but more.
Again, since Cohen isn't yet wanted by the vampire regime, and it's daytime, we can simply walk inside.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a obviously Christian cathedral, but as we can see in the paintings all around,
The baptism of a newborn is
a lot of red
solemn
angels
moment,
and
doubly so.
yeah. Cohen,
A
handsome
new
devil.
life joins
We can see Brances right
bringing
there on
happiness
this
to its
painting.
parents and to the congregation.
So they are being worshipped as gods, basically. We can also see Zanti on the right from Brances, from our perspective at least. At least I think that's her. And on the left is the other guy, not the Archangel Michael, usually seen slaying the dragon. Was it Michael? I guess. But the other vampire, the blondie twink guy. The Prince Charming of the group.
Natus ex sanguine est, alitur sanguine, et in sanguine morietur.
So I assume I know a little bit of Latin. So this was the bastardization or changed version of the from dust we're born, to dust we shall return. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It was changed to from blood we are born, through blood we live, and in blood we die. Something along those lines. It's not the direct translation, but the closest I can think of right now. So yeah, vampires really got into people's religion, politics, everything. They are worshipped as gods, and I think that's vampire blood in this baptismal used to baptize a child. So that's cool, I guess. Kind of creepy, but
Ego te baptizo in nomine Dei.
that I baptize you in the name of God. Amen. I assume God referring to Brances at this point because he's kind of a, I guess, angel figure or God figure, something here. Obviously, the cross signs, so still a lot of Christian influence, because you can't just purge faith. You can change it over time to suit your needs, suit your dogma. That's much more easier. So yeah, we have a priest right here, or a monk rather.
Don't I know you from somewhere, young
A
man?
very smooth transition from
Lastly,
cutscene to gameplay. And again, Witcher 4. Yeah, this Witcher 4 also will come in the future, but Witcher 3 again, so we have limited time to decide what to say in some conversations like here, because I assume this conversation is tied to the quest that was displayed on the right, the monk and the son or something.
I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken.
So we like that guy.
Perhaps. My memory isn't what it used to be.
His beard is very well animated. This is a pre-beta. I just noticed this. The facial the animations in general, they look very... I could play it right now and I would pay a lot for this. Maybe, no, not a lot. A lot like, 150 złoty. So basically Polish currency, but that's all for us, okay?
Come with me.
For a game.
I'll take your confession.
We'll see how expensive this game will be in years' time, because this game will come next year, 2026.
Thank you. I have no need for confession.
Ah, so you deem your conscience clear?
No.
I wouldn't go that far. But I'm sure you're a busy man, Father. So while I appreciate the offer, I feel that my soul shouldn't be your priority.
I won't press the matter.
Come on, this is pre-beta. It looks amazing already.
Duties to attend to. But please remember that in order to be saved, we all need to repent. Myself included. I hope we can speak again soon. Good day to you, Cohen.
So this guy knows us. Yeah. Monk and a saint.
What we saw right here was just one of many cutscenes we recorded for the game,
Yep.
which smoothly transitioned into a dialogue scene.
Yeah, speaking of cutscenes, the voice acting is also very good.
We use cutscenes
I know for a fact that this game will have Polish voices, so we already heard Polish voice of Cohen in the original trailer, the Polish version of it. So I wonder if we'll hear some more Polish gameplay before the game releases, because obviously when it releases it will have Polish language, the studio is Polish after all.
to highlight key scenes or showcase interesting bits of lore. Like this blood baptism. Creepy,
Yeah, blood
isn't
baptism.
it? The core feature of the Blood of Dawnwalker is the dual gameplay loop. Remember, Cohen may be a human during the day, but he turns into a vampire at
How far are we? Middle.
night, and has a different set of skills at his disposal.
Yeah, this video is almost 40
and this
minutes
is
long
just
already.
one variable that affects our quests.
But you wouldn't be watching if
Depending
it
on
wouldn't
when you
want to
tackle a
hear
particular
my
quest, what
opinions
choices
and
you've made
comments
earlier,
and stuff. So
whom you befriended, or whom
thanks
you
for being
abandoned,
here.
your gameplay and story experience will be very, very different.
Yeah.
So each quest is a complex structure with multiple possible paths leading.
Yeah, like our narrator said, depending on when and how we approach the quest, some side quests, the main quest, it will have different outcomes. We can approach some quests during the day or night, and it will have a different outcome. If we are a Vrakir during the quest or human, it will be different. So the same quest can be played numerous times and be very different depending on our approach. Do we want to approach it as a vampire during the night and be sneaky and brutal, or do we want to talk ourselves through it during the day as a human? That's a lot of replayability material.
To the end goal. We maximize players' freedom and agency, offering you a narrative sandbox to play in.
Yeah.
I wonder what secrets may be concealed up there, just beyond Cohen's reach.
We'll see. in
And
a second.
how do we get there? It's impossible to do during the day, but come night, it's an entirely different story. Let us explain what we mean by taking our current quest as an example. During the day, we got inside the cathedral without any problems, since it's open for all to see and Cohen doesn't yet stand out from the crowd. The scaffolds, though, are outside of his reach. But climbing them won't be a problem for the vampire, who has many more exploration abilities at his disposal.
So the first difference we see during the night, obviously Cohen kinda looks different, his eyes glow as we will see in a moment, but our health bar is longer, separated into 3 segments. So I assume the first segment is like our usual human life, and the rest comes during the night when we transform into a vampire. I'm really curious how the transition looks. Like sun goes down, moon goes up, night. Do we have like a cutscene, some animation, like going, I'm beginning to morb. It's morbing time. There will be mods for that. I tell you, there will be mods for that. But I wonder how this transition looks like. That's something I really want to see.
Bear in mind, Cohen has not completed the quest yet.
Yeah.
What's more, there are still a few clues to be found in order to solve this
We
story.
have 2 moons.
It's worth mentioning that narrative sandbox
We all know that in Europe we have 2 moons. You didn't know? Well,
also means
we do have
may
2 moons.
completely abandon this quest.
Obviously,
follow
one
a
is
different
the shed of blood.
defeat Brensis. For today, we're focusing on the gameplay part, so let's see how we could tackle this particular quest during the night.
Right.
We're starting right after dusk as a vampire on the rooftops of Svatro. Right now, we have 22 days left to complete this goal. This counter is always displayed and you'll be warned each time it's pushed forward. So you have to be aware of the time, and it's more of a resource you'll be spending than a racing clock.
Like I said. So time pushes forward constantly, but as we saw during the conversation with the priest, we could actually spend a fraction of this time to give our confession. And it would take some portion of our time during the day, but it also would give us some new information, some insight into the quest. So this time limit is a resource we have to manage. And it also ties into the thing I said before, how we approached quests. If we spend too much time during the day, then we must do other stuff during the night as a vampire. So it all ties together into this like loop, sorta, and creates a very interesting mechanic as a whole. It also puts pressure on us, but also gives us a sort of freedom. So that's a very interesting approach to this. That's very cool.
As a vampire, you'll see and experience the world from a different perspective. You can travel quickly and easily access places beyond the reach of regular humans. Let us show you what we mean. This is Shadows, a unique vampiric ability allowing
Yeah, so
Cohen to
we
jump
turn into a shadow smoke thingy and teleport short distances. Cool.
to almost any place within his reach. Now, let's take a good look around using the focus mode.
Yeah, so Sixth Sense.
This ability highlights objects of interest and loot. And there is something right here. This time, it's just some items to grab, but
I don't think it's just some items to grab. Thieves' Orders. This for sure is tied to some sort of minor side quest. But yeah, like I said before, environmental storytelling. We can see a lot during the day, but during the night we can see the world from entirely different perspective. New paths are open for us. And well, there's a lot. So this game can be played over and over and over, differently. So it won't get boring.
But on other occasions, who knows? You might come across a hidden quest.
Yeah, living world.
Looks like our health is quite low. This is because, as a vampire, your health bar also represents your hunger level.
Very cool movement.
And you start each night thirsting for blood.
All right,
Remember,
makes sense.
you have to quench this appetite in order to make full use of your vampire abilities and rein in your monstrous nature around NPCs. Otherwise, you may end up draining someone important, which may lead to unpredictable consequences. We'd better feed them. Maybe on someone who is standing all alone, like this drunkard. Let's grab him and use Voracious Bite ability.
So,
Unless you lose control due to hunger, you get to decide how much blood to drink.
this looks cool.
You can drain just a bit and knock your victim unconscious, or go all the way and kill them. And if you're adamant you don't want to hurt innocent humans, you can drink from animals and some other creatures.
All right, so this whole feeding thing, it reminds me of two games basically, Vampire and First Bloodlines. No, you can drain someone entirely and kill them, or feed just a little and go here, feed here, feed here, feed here. It takes more time, but if you kill them, it's more at once. In Vampire, you had to hypnotize people first to feed on them, the NPCs, the more important ones, and was kind of a let's just say annoying in a way. Vampire is a great game, all right, but you couldn't really drain the most important NPCs. You had an illusion that you can, but their hypnosis level was always too high for the time you actually got the chance to interact with them. In Bloodlines, you can drain basically, just enemies and random NPCs and no one important. But here, you can actually, go into hunger frenzy of sorts and drain an important NPC and lock yourself out of the quest. So this hunger, that is also your life, which is very cool. You don't have this blood meter. Your blood meter is your HP, your life. So you have to also manage that. You need to watch out how you use your abilities, how much damage you take. So being a vampire, you are super powerful, you can do more, but you are a danger to the others around you if you're not careful with how you play. So that's another element to this beautiful mosaic of gameplay, loop, and mechanics. And a very cool one at that. And the feeling itself, the fangs biting into this victim, the eyes glowing like for an animal. That's very cool. And I remind you again, this is a pre-beta state of the game, and well, it looks great. So we killed that guy, and
Finally, we are
our
at the
health is
cathedral,
full.
but it seems to be closed for the night, and the entrance gate is well guarded. Let's find another way in.
Okay, very climatic during the night. The lighting, the textures, music, like a guitar.
Shadow Step is not the only vampiric ability you're gonna learn during your playthrough. Cohen can also use Plane Shift to scale walls and even ceilings.
Yeah, so Cohen is Spider-Man, basically. That was a joke, obviously. But vampires in some lore, Slavic lore, actually could walk on walls. In the original Dracula novel, Dracula could walk on walls like a spider or a lizard. So it makes sense that vampires in this universe can also do that. So we have another power that allows us to explore the world around us. Another step to this movement. So obviously we'll have a lot of more of vampire powers in the future, but they're showing us this right now, which is cool.
This will allow us to explore every nook and cranny of the cathedral.
Yeah, so it's not linear. I assume you could force the main door and kill the guards, but it would, they would raise an alarm, your reputations would hunt you. But we can also do this, another route to complete a quest. So that's awesome. That's very, very cool. I don't know if you can hear that, but during the shadow step, I can hear like a whispers. I don't know what they say, but that's a very cool touch.
Better be quiet.
My vampire wife is in here.
Is that Voyeurs Xanthi?
Yeah, my wife.
What the hell is she doing here? What is she doing? Is that a ritual for the blood gods?
You shall want or not.
Covering up the old
This segment actually reminds me a lot of Batman Arkham series. You stand in one place and look at things. Cohen gives you commentary, and you explore this place from one position. You look around and know stuff about things that you can later go to and see what they hide. So that's another cool element.
Oh. One of the workers must have left it. Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big. The main building, cloisters, inner courtyard. The entrance to the crypt could be anywhere. Won't get anything done just standing around. Still.
This was a scene investigation, a mechanic we used to zoom in on and showcase key clues. This time we had a chance to learn more about the vampire's plans. Looks like they're keen to cover up the old frescoes, so that's something we could take a look at.
So yeah, like I said before again, vampires want to position themselves into a sort of religious figure position, gods, angels, or whatever. They're covering old paintings, old frescoes. They're changing the prayers to include their names, blood. Yeah, they try to get into people's heads to rule over them, not only physically but also mentally and spiritually, like politicians.
This way, we could learn more about the cathedral's past. Looks like we aren't alone here. Underneath us, there's a group of blood guards. Soldiers hooked up on vampire blood, which makes them stronger.
Yeah, so we already knew that vampire blood can cure diseases, like in the original trailer, but now we also know that it can also make people stronger. So kind of like making ghouls in Vampire the Masquerade. But also in the Dracula novel, Dracula gave his blood to Mina, I think it was. He made her drink his blood, and they had like a connection with each other. But I don't think she got like a superpowers from it. But Renfield got some abilities, if I recall correctly. He could feed on insects. In the Renfield movie, a very cool movie, the new one, Dracula was feeding Renfield and was healing him, making him stronger if he ate live insects, basically. So that's a piece of vampire lore spread all around pop culture. So was it in the folklore? I don't recall it, but still cool.
And one of Brances's vampire allies, it's Xanthi, the oldest vampire in Vale Sangora,
Mummy.
and quite a powerful lady. Let's descend and check what's going on.
A lot is going on. Yeah, she doesn't see you at all. Damn, boy. Sneaking 100.
Don't think I don't see
Mummy.
you skulking in the shadows. Come out.
Her animation started stiff, but Cohen has claws.
Interfering with my task. Who are you?
She doesn't know us for some reason. Maybe she heard about us because we were turned in. Cohen was turned into a Vrakir by Brancis himself, as we saw in the trailer. The previous, not the original first one, the previous one. But maybe she doesn't know.
It doesn't matter.
Very well. I don't have time for interruptions. Let us dispose of him. Quickly.
Magic mummy.
Cohen is using his claws to attack when in vampire form. Blood guards are dual-wielding opponents. Their attacks are pretty strong. Of course...
Yeah, so blood guards are stronger because of vampire blood. Obviously, they are not as powerful as normal vampires, Vrakir. And Cohen is using his claws, not his sword, etc. He's slashing them with his claws, which are very cool.
Even when fighting with claws, combat is still directional.
Yep.
Don't worry.
So I can see they were shorter a second ago, and they elongate these claws during combat.
Cohen can still use his sword as a vampire.
We can? Wait.
Don't worry. Cohen can still use his sword.
So we can also use other means of attack while being a vampire. Obviously, as a human, we can, I assume, use bows, magic, and swords, and other melee weapons. But as a vampire, we have more options. Obviously, also magic, I assume, are vampiric natural weapons, the claws, fangs, and are melee weapons also. And we can see that Cohen is much stronger, much faster, more agile as a vampire during the night.
Vampire.
Yeah, faster, stronger. Longer, better, faster, stronger.
Only after defeating all 3 of the blood guards, Xanthi deems Cohen worthy
Yeah.
of a challenge.
And we are stained in their blood. It looks amazing. Our clothes are covered in the blood of our enemies.
She descends to face him.
Yeah, we're
She
basically
uses her blood control powers to
fighting
cast a
a
multitude of attacks, like her blood whips, that
vampire
hit Cohen
sorceress,
from left and right.
blood magician.
Xanthi is protected by a powerful vampire ability. Once her stamina runs out, Cohen will have an opportunity to strike and deal some damage. But be careful, because Xanthi is quick to counterattack, and she will also try to restore her blood. Meanwhile, look at the indicator just below her health and stamina. It's a timer for the boiling blood skill that you've seen in this.
Boiling blood. Ha! Where did I hear that one? Well, no shame. It's a very common blood magic ability in fiction altogether.
So, if we don't hurry, the timer goes down to 0, and Cohen will eventually explode.
Yeah.
And we're dead. Remember, we were only mid-game here, and Xanthi is one of the game's most punishing enemies.
So she's like one of the endgame bosses, basically.
Defeating her right here and right now is very much possible.
So like we talked before, we can go to Brancis's castle and try to kill him at level 1. It will be very difficult, very hard, but it's possible. So similarly with other quests, other bosses, we can do all of this from the start without leveling up, but it will be difficult for us. I assume that some abilities will also give us more opportunities or more ways to complete quests. So it's kind of, if you like challenge, obviously you can go with the broken sword to the Brancis's castle at level 1 and try to kill him. Or you can level up, experience the game, and yeah.
But it would be hellishly difficult.
Yeah, like I said.
A fun challenge for hardcore players. Otherwise, we could load the game and explore the cathedral without drawing her attention. Or try to get to her while she's not surrounded by bodyguards. Xanthi, like all other vampire allies, has her own questline. Explore it, and you can learn more about her past, motivations, and maybe even try to reason with her.
Can we romance Xanthi? Please, Rebel Wolves, please give me the opportunity to romance her.
What you do is entirely up to you. Remember, our design principle is the narrative sandbox. There is no difference between main quests and side quests. There's just different stories that you weave together into your own unique adventure. But that's coming in 2026. For now, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this gameplay video presentation. We've just shown you a tiny glimpse of the blood of Dawnwalker. There's definitely more to come in the coming months, so stay tuned for any updates being posted on our social media profiles.
Alright, so that's the video. I said a lot. The game is dynamic, a lot of mechanics that perfectly tie together the day-night cycle, the vampiric hunger, abilities, magic, weapons, open world, environmental storytelling. It's all here, and even now in the pre-beta it looks great. It looks very, very good. The world is alive. You can feel the atmosphere of the of Europe, basically, of a medieval Europe. Not much has really changed here in Europe, but yeah. We still have vampires. Well, what do you do? So yeah, graphics cool. Some animations look a little stiff, but you know, pre-beta it already looks great, especially the monk's beard. A lot of things to do and a lot of ways to do them. I can't really wait. So if anyone from Rebel Wolves is watching, so hit me up. I can playtest the game. You can send it to me. I can give some support. You know, one Polish person to another. Proszę bardzo serdecznie. Byłbym bardzo wdzięczny. Yes, I can speak Polish because I am Polish. So yeah. this 21-minute video turned into an hour of video, and I have to now edit this. Yeah, so give me your thoughts in the comments. Are you waiting for this game? Because I am. Most likely I will pre-order it or even buy the collector's edition. If we will have some Zanti statue in it. Zanti body pillow. Just an idea. I'm just saying. So yeah, thank you for watching. Obviously, the link to the video itself, the gameplay, in the description below. And if you want to support my work, you can also find the link to our channel's Supi. You can buy me coffee there. Some support would be great, and I could focus more on making videos, overviews and stuff like that. So again, thanks for watching, thanks for being here with me for an hour over and listening to my babbling about vampires and stuff. Thanks again. See ya.